Awesome, awesome. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in today for today's book reading. A little bit about me. I am Jocelyn Stargell-Zachery. I'm the author of the book for today. And the inspiration for this book came from my son, Tristan, who was diagnosed with childhood apraxia of speech when he was 3. And at the time when I wrote this book, it was still very early in the journey of therapy and trying to figure out therapy and time schedules. And I just truly wanted something that I could have for my son to look for as an inspiration and see someone else on a book that we're reading every night that has a disorder like his. So it inspired me then to create a book about a child like him that is overcoming his speech disorder one day at a time. And that's the message of the book is perseverance and understanding that anything can be you can overcome anything one day at a time. So without further ado, you all, I'm going to share my screen. Alrighty. Alrighty. So like I said, the book is about my son who was diagnosed with childhood apraxia of speech, and the book's sole purpose is to raise awareness. And a little bit about me, I do have a BA in mass communications, and I've worked in marketing for 4 years. And writing has always been a passion of mine since I was a little girl. So to combine my passion with a book about awareness, as well as to be able to have something that my son can hold on to, and just he can look at it and be like, that's me overcoming. It's blog, which is millennialmommy.net. And without further ado, we're going to start reading the book. Thank you so much. Alrighty. So starting up back to the front and running it back for you guys. Tristan finds his voice. This is the cover of the book. And the dedication. This book is dedicated to my son, Tristan, who has never given up and truly showed me what perseverance means. Tristan loved to paint pictures and play with his toys. Tristan was good at a lot of things, like crawling and walking, but he wasn't so good at talking. Tristan couldn't use his voice yet. This was because he had a learning difference called apraxia, which makes it hard to learn how to talk. Although Tristan could listen and understand many things, he couldn't tell mommy what he wanted. To make it easier for him to communicate, mommy gave Tristan cues and she taught him sign language. One day, mommy and Tristan were sitting eating dinner, and Tristan pointed at his cup, signaling to mommy that he wanted juice. But tonight felt different. So, after a few minutes of waiting, Tristan started to say something. Mommy listened closely and heard the words, more juice. Mommy said with excitement, you did it, baby. You used your words. She praised him and gave him juice. Mommy looked at Tristan with amazement and joy in her eyes. Tristan used his words and finally found his voice. Tristan was so happy. He showed mommy that he could use his voice to say other things too. This made mommy very happy. The next day, Tristan did another special thing. Mommy asked Tristan, what is your name? Tristan smiled, took a deep breath, and said strongly, my name is T. Mommy smiled at Tristan and gave him a big hug. Tristan never gives up and always tries his best. Tristan and Mommy still practice every day so Tristan's speech can get clearer and clearer each day. Tristan learns differently, but that does not make him any less of a person. He is amazing, and so are you. This last page is an Apraxia awareness page. It was very important for me to have this page in this book because, like a lot of people, I never knew about Apraxia until my son was diagnosed when he was 3. And so, with this book, of course, the message is to overcome and to overcome obstacles and have perseverance, but also to spread awareness. So with this page, I'm going to read to you all, for those who might not know, childhood apraxia speech affects 1 out of 1,000 children and is considered a rare speech disorder. Many children are affected by learning differences that are caused by developmental delays. As a parent of a child with CAS, it is my goal to be an advocate for my son to ensure that he has the best opportunity to thrive in life. Tristan has taught me so much about perseverance in his 4 years of life than I have learned in my adult life. He continues to inspire me and gives me hope. I hope this book will give you hope for your child as well. Although the road is bumpy and it's sometimes hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel, we must always have faith because without faith, there is no hope.
Jocelyn, can you show us that last page? Perfect. Thank you.
And that is the last page. And of course, that fact comes from Apraxia Kids website as well. And then this last slide is just a few Amazon reviews that I have for you all today from some people who have purchased the book. And I'm so thankful for everyone who has supported the book so far and purchased it. Me and Tristan are so thankful. And I hope that it inspires your little ones as well, because I think for the future, it's all about our children and understanding that our environments can be inclusive. And although all children learn differently, it's about having kids accept those learning differences to be able to have an inclusive environment that includes all children. So I'm very thankful for you all taking the time today to watch me and to listen to me read this book that is near and dear to my heart. And at this point, I am going to stop my screen sharing so you guys can see me and let me know if I need to switch it back to the screen. But I'm just very thankful for this opportunity for you all, for me to share this book about overcoming. I'm so proud of my son. He's 5 now, so it's been 2 years since we finally got a diagnosis about what was going on with his speech, and he's just blossomed. He's just thrived being in a good therapy setting as well as at home practice, and just continuing to thrive and overcome his obstacles. So I'm very proud of him. And then I'll turn it over to you all. Thank you guys so much. Oh, and lastly, again, if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, my Instagram is millennialmommy_. In my website, my blog, where I also share tips on empowering parents to advocate for their children, is millennialmommy.net.